After a massive 1 week break away from my lovely voice, I am here back once again, no ego intended here. Welcome to the BSR MSA Kia World Series here, brought to you on iRacing Live by Apex Racing TV. Jake Sparey, Conrad Venter in the commentary box, and well, this is certainly going to be an interesting race here because we find ourselves in Lakeville, Connecticut, the United States of America, for what will be rounds 22 to 24 here, and this is Lime Rock Park. Good evening, and well, Conrad, first things first, the championship. Very interesting at the moment because it has firmly been pointed out as a two-horse race. Newman and Melrose, two Discovery drivers out and ahead. Newman 47 points the leader, but Kip Stevens third there. He's 200 points back pretty much. He's in a lot of trouble. What does he need to do in order to pull himself back through with so little time remaining?
Oh, he needs to have a good week first and foremost. Last week wasn't a great week for him, and he did lose some ground on the likes of Melrose and Newman. The one thing he can pretty much console himself with at the moment is that he's done one less race than the two guys in front of him. Like I said, yeah, he needs a good week coming up at some point before the end of the season to drag himself back into it.
Most certainly he will do, and well, looking at the constructor standings, well, it's looking like Discovery are more and more looking favourites. A lead of 1,047 points. It says quite a bit about how quick you can be when all three drivers are there pushing here. Qualifying, of course, has got underway. Here, we're looking at these times coming through. Nathaniel Simpson, fastest guy at the moment. He's on a 51.9, so I'm looking at Joe Dankert clipping the wall there as they head through West Bend there. The number 31 machine getting it horribly wrong, and well, Conrad, a few things to note. Aldo Massa, he cannot start a qualifying lap here today. He is banned from qualifying for the second consecutive race in a row, and he has also been issued a final race warning, and so has the driver of your favourite, your dark horse, Roy Vervaeke for dangerous driving. These guys have hot heads quite a few of the times. What do you think they need to do in order to pull themselves back through and get themselves back on track?
Oh, look, this is Lime Rock Park, and like I said, the hot heads, they're gonna just have to cool it down a little bit and be patient. It's a very small track, it's a short track, and no doubt that incidents are going to take place tonight. And once it happens, they just need to make sure they're not involved and they get through it safely.
Most certainly they do need to get through it safely. Qualifying here, you're looking at this traffic here. You're averaging about one car for every 100 meters of circuit here. And well, on a 1.53 mile 7-turn course, it's going to be very difficult. Diogo Mero then, championship contender in first. Caleb Patry splits the Discoveries with Pete Newman third. Says exactly what you need to know. Qualifying is going to be incredibly tight. 51.5 says he's the quicker driver at the moment. But another point that needs to be addressed is the fact that I said BSR MSA Motorsports Association here, the British Motorsports Association. This series has officially got the link that it needs to, as Caleb Patry actually goes fastest, 51.4. This is revolutionary for this series here, Conrad. One of the few sim racing series to actually get this sort of major overhaul and title. Just what does it mean for a series like this to get such wide recognition across the United Kingdom?
Well, like I said, it's not a lot of sim racing series that does get this kind of recognition, and it says a lot about how the races are organized, how it takes place, and it says a lot about the organizers as well.
Yes, it says quite a bit about the organisers, most certainly, and well, we're about halfway through qualifying already. Where's the time flown by here? We're going to look at Christopher Davis here, brand new driver, number 48. There you can see the Canada flag on top of his car, the Maple Leaf. He does a 52.8. He goes 14th for the time being. Leapfrogs Peter Van Gool with the number 72 machine. Of course, had a fantastic maiden win last time out at Daytona. And if you haven't catched that, check out Apex Racing TV for every single race that you have missed so far in this BSR Kia World Series. And do not forget at all that there are 3 races tonight here. 1 for 20 minutes, 2 for 20 minutes reverse grid, 3 for 20 minutes reverse grid as well. And well, we're going to focus here on the car of, I believe, we can focus here on Klaus Pettersson here for us here, Conrad, because, well, he's in the mid-pack at the moment. He's down in 13th as Adam Hadfield sets a lovely time. What does he need to do to push himself up? He's been kind of sitting in the doldrums for the past few races.
Yeah, again, he's one of the guys that didn't have a great week around Daytona last week, and I mean, it's difficult. It's such fine margins around Lime Rock, and like you can see from the times at the moment, is the top 13 guys are split by just about a second. So finding those little minuscule bits that's going to catapult you up the standings is really difficult to find. Maybe if you can work with someone, get a bit of slipstream going, then that might help a bit.
Yes, most certainly it will. Looking here at Cesare Rizzo here, rounding turn number 3, known aptly as the left-hander because, well, you're turning left, and then turn number 4, the right-hander there. Car off there is Nathaniel Simpson there of the Euro team here at the moment, and well, you can see just how much it means for these guys. Nathaniel Simpson busts at the moment, down the no-name straight into turn number 5, uphill, very difficult corner, especially this exit because you get very light on your car, you're uphill, you can't even see the track, into West Bend then as they headed down the back straight. And well, one more corner downhill will say the lap. You can see in a row Discovery working together right now to get everyone their fantastic laps. Cesare Rizzo certainly needs a lap because he is in a lot of trouble at the moment, Conrad. He's not had the best of form and he needs to find that best of form. And another driver who hasn't actually set a lap time as of yet is your number 21 machine, and his name is Alex Everett.
Yeah, Alex has been driving very well over the last couple of weeks. We see him he's leaving the pits right now. He might have, I think he might have been handling out a few issues beforehand, but he hasn't left himself a great deal of time to get that lap time done. And it's not getting any better as he has to wait for traffic to come past, and he's stuck there behind Lewis Bibby as well.
Yes, certainly he is, and that is not ideal when the clock is ticking down. 2-minute warning coming up, and actually, Conrad, I'm going to point you out to a name that we haven't seen since the Nürburgring. It's been that long since we've seen him. The number 102 machine, Christmas Island. It's Ashley Blake Hood, and well, he is back for the first time since the Nürburgring. He is here, he's rounding the final corner right now. We'll just see what sort of lap time he can do here, because he has really been trying to push the hammer down. Can he go faster than 7th place at the moment on a 51.8? Answer is going to be a 58.5. No way, Jose, is he going to do that, Conrad. But what a joy to see him return to the series.
Yeah, I of course missed the first race of the series. This is my first encounter with Mr. Blake Hood, and I don't know. Personally, I don't know much about him. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. Looking from the results around the Nürburgring, he looks like he's quite handy in a Kia.
Yes, certainly. Adam Hadfield then goes P number 3, 51.532. He has put in a stormer to put himself up on the second row at the moment. We are heading towards crunch time. And well, you have to say there are a lot of names fighting. You got the top 11 cars split by half a second on circuit. It says quite a bit about how close it's going to be. Julian Janowski rounding the final corner, currently P6 in the 100 machine. Can he go any quicker than that? Well, we're going to have to look for an answer, and he does a 52.1, so no, he will have to wait for the time being. But these times are going down, Conrad. 50 seconds in session, coming up towards 45. This is hammer time. Everyone needs to get a final lap in.
Yeah, at least Alex Everett has managed to post a lap. He's done a 52.1 and he's stuck himself up in 13th place.
Yes, he has, and well, he needs to go a little bit quicker than that for the time being, Conrad, but 30 seconds remain in session. Will Alex Everett get another lap time in? Well, for the time being, he's heading down the no-name straight, and Kip Stevens jumps into session there, and he's ran out of time. He can't get the lap in. He'll start from the back of the grid. Drama there as Kip the Hairflick Stevens will miss out on qualifying. Here, the timer is coming down. 10 seconds to go. Peter Van Gool might just get one more lap in. At the moment, he's looking like to be the cutoff here. It's going to be tight. He does get one more lap. So, eyes on Hadfield, eyes on the cars there of Alex Everett. I don't think Everett's gone faster, no. Vervaeke coming to the line, Pedersen coming to the line. We're going to keep looking back, scrolling back, finding cars, Melrose and Newman. Keep your eyes on the championship fight, because this is the one we need to see. Here, they're down at the moment. They are in 4th and 7th for the time being. Final corner, downhill. Can Pete Newman go quicker? Can Diogo Melrose go quicker? We're going to focus on Newman. 51.840. He's got to go quicker. Surely not. I don't think he's done it. Answer is no. Newman's going to stay where he is. So is Diogo Melrose. And well, for the time being, it has not worked out for quite a few drivers. We're going to keep with Julian Janowski, though. He has one more opportunity. He's 6th at the moment. He has the chance to put in the stunner, the belter. Julian Janowski to the line. Does a 51.8. He does not go quicker, and that will surely be the end of that one, Conrad. What a qualifying we've just seen.
Yeah, it was very close, wasn't it? And first and second place, covered by 300ths of a second. And no doubt the race is going to be just as close and it's going to be very entertaining.
Very much so. So, we can now bring you your classified results here for qualifying here from round 22 Lime Rock Park. Nathaniel Simpson's Euro will put his car on pole position 51.438. He edges out Caleb Patry on the front row. Diego Melro will put his car second with, put his car fourth even with Adam Hadfield in third. Roy Vervaker there in fifth with Ashley Blake Hood there in sixth. Janowski and Newman round out row 4. Baxter and Hall row 5 with Peter Van Gool and Max Wright. They will lock out row number 6. 13th is Lewis Bibby in the 103 machine with Alex Everett down the order. Cesare Rizzo there in 15th position. He's joined with Klaus Pettersson there. Craig McLeod Evans and Jurg Dank at 17th and 18th there with Jason Greenfield, Christopher Davis, Colin McAllister, Kip Stevens and Aldo Massa. So these cars just waiting to grid up. Of course, they have up to 2 minutes in order to sort this out. It's going to be very difficult on cold tyres. Track temperature is only 77 degrees Fahrenheit right now. And, well, it's certainly one that you're going to have to look out for, Conrad. Just very quickly, your pick for the race win today?
Diego Melro. Very quick call there. He's qualified in fourth place, very consistent driver. A bit unlucky last week, but I reckon he's got the stuff to take this race back.
Very much so. It's certainly going to be an interesting one. Just waiting for one driver to grid up, and that is the car who stays there the longest. He normally does this. It's Pete Newman in that number 10 machine. We're just waiting for him to grid up here, and then we can be underway. And, well, he does like these mind game tactics, trying to make everyone wait, everyone nervous. We've seen everything under the sun possibly this season. And, well, we could possibly see a little bit more. Round 22, Pete Newman on grid, just waiting for those green lights to show up. There are the reds. We're just waiting for the greens. And we will be, dun, underway at Lime Rock Park. And it's a slow start from row number 3 for the car of Roy Vervaker. Vervaker struggling then as they head themselves down towards turn number 1 for the first time. A little bit of twitches there. 2 wide battling through 1 and 2 of Big Ben. And, well, no real dramas to name for the time being. No one really having a lovely bump here or a lovely bump there. But Nathaniel Simpson doing everything he needs to do here, Conrad. He is out and away very early on.
Yeah, we've had some issues down in turn 2 for Colin McAllister, Peter Van Gool and Christopher Davis.
Yes, we have. Not ideal for those 3 then. And, well, we've had a few bits of argy-bargy there. Stephen Hall involved in argy-bargy with Max Wright in that Highlanders machine. And, of course, expect lap times to be quick and fast. And we're expecting 23, 24, possibly even 25 laps here. 20 minutes, of course. Very crucial. The tyres will go away. Caleb Patry then looking here on the outside. And Nathaniel Simpson, battle for your race lead here around the outside. And, well, in comes Adam Hadfield there. Oh, he had a big look. But he's not going to get that one sorted, not by any stretch of the imagination. Lap 1, Simpson, Patry, Hadfield, Blake Hood, Melro. Melro down 1 already here from his grid slot. Not ideal by his standards, but you can see these trains coming up. You can see just how crucial it's going to be here, Conrad. And something that we haven't talked about, lapped traffic. It's going to be oh so crucial around such a short circuit. You're going to see it, especially in a tight one as this, how important everything is. As Hadfield, he goes up and over, he collects Blake Hood, he goes around, he's in the middle of the track, he gets it out the way, but wow, already Adam Hadfield's thrown away a podium.
I'm just looking back to see what happened there. Yeah, it's that uphill right-hander just took a little bit too much track on the outside and hit the wall. There was nothing really you could do in terms of bending from hitting Blake Hood. Blake Hood, the innocent bystander there, at least he's back on his way. It doesn't look like the car's carrying too much damage.
Oh no, it's not carrying too much at all. Pete Newman then in that number 10 machine. He has found himself through on Ashley Blake Hood then. And while he's looking at Roy Vervaker ahead, massive slide though through the left-hander. It's going to bunch up Blake Hood and Janowski behind. And Janowski now having a look down the aptly named no-name straight here. He's got the inside line now as they head for the notorious uphill. The right-hander, one of the most difficult corners in all of iRacing. Blake Hood forcing himself to go wide. They touch! And Janowski hits the barrier hard. And, well, does he roll back onto circuit? No. He just gets 2 wheels on it. But Janowski already struggling very early on there with contact there. And, well, 2 into 1. It never really goes, Conrad.
Yeah, I think it almost looked like they had it done, and then just a little twitch, and Janowski was off. But yeah, like I said beforehand, we are going to see incidents like this around Lime Rock today, and yeah, the first couple of laps has proved that.
Yes, most certainly. Gap at the front then. The leading two are out 2.5 seconds away from Diogo Mero. Just shows you how battling happens. Stephen Baxter in a little fight with Alex Everett jumping up through the field. He's up 4 at the moment. Biggest mover and shaker in your top 10 is Max Wright, number 50. He is up 5, but we're going to look here. Lewis Bibby, Adam Hadfield, down into uphill. Well, down into uphill, up into uphill. There as they make sure that they get it cleanly, showing Julian Janowski how it's done. They're into the next right-hander, and well, nothing doing here for the time being. But Lewis Bibby, he's doing a fantastic job for himself at the moment. He's pushing himself quite hard, Conrad.
Yeah, I can't believe that Adam Hadfield's car is still going to be frank with you. But yeah, Lewis Bibby, he's up 2 places from where he started. Yeah, he's finding himself in a bit of clear space. There's an opportunity for him just to sort of settle down and get everything, tires and brakes up to temperature, and see if he can make more inroads.
Most certainly, and here's an interesting dynamic right now. Stephen Hall just taken by Stephen Baxter. Alex Everett behind, team captain. He's got to be very careful here. He doesn't want to take out the man who has been charging through the championship. Of course, Alex Everett had a horror show last time out at Daytona Road. And, well, certainly going to be very interesting for Alex Everett here as he pushes himself through West Bend right now. He's lost a little bit of time, actually, through that section here. And it's completely understated how difficult it is to lose time as Caleb Patry has a little bit of a look to the outside on Nathaniel Simpson for iRacing. Nothing doing for the time being. It's so understated how difficult this track is. Most of the corners are off camber, so you're really fighting. You have to get that apex or you're nowhere at all, Conrad.
Yeah, it's a track where you have to be so precise. It's only 7 corners, and like I said in qualifying as well, to eke out those little hundreds and tens that you need to drag yourself up the standings is really difficult to find.
Yes, it is very difficult to find indeed. And well, looking at this group now, Ashley Blake Hood and Pete Newman, they've got themselves together chasing down Roy Vervaker, and they're chasing down Diogo Mero. That could turn into a pack of 4 right now. Baxter on the back of Max Wright right now. Here, England versus the Highlanders. This is going to be an interesting battle there. A little bit wide there through that section. There was Max Wright. He had to tap the brakes, and he's going to lose all that momentum into turn number 1 and 2. Big Bend. Baxter to the inside. He'll make that one look like a cup of tea. Makes that one look very, very comfortable there. Run that light tarmac all the way around. That's where your racing line normally is dictated. Well, you have to say it's going to be certainly interesting, especially for this mid-pack here, because there are a lot of fights. Cars that are 1 lap down right now. Christopher Davis, Colin McAllister, Julian Janowski, and Craig McLeod-Evans there, Conrad.
Yeah, it's all drivers that's had some kind of an issue with an incident. You did also mention traffic coming into it. For the time being, last guy in the lead lap is only 21 seconds behind the leader. So 13 minutes to go, just under 14 minutes to go. It looks like they might get away with running into back markers.
Might get away indeed right now as well. Look at Ashley Blake Hood into Big Ben then for the 8th time tonight. Here as he looks to try and get this one sorted. Nope, not going to happen today. And well, he's going to have to wait just that little bit longer. Gap to the front now, 3 seconds away is Caleb Patry and Nathaniel Simpson away from Diogo Mero for the time being. Second in the championship. But we are going to have to focus on this group of Max Wright, of Alex Everett, of Stephen Baxter, of Stephen Hall, because Hall's had a mistake. He's dropped the place to his teammate, and now Alex Everett needs to charge. He needs to find a way through. You can't do them all at once around Lime Rock, mind you, at any circuit. So he's got to do it one at a time, Conrad. He's got to think properly, and he's got to think carefully.
Yeah, he's still got 13 minutes on the clock, and I think Stephen Hall, Alex Everett got a run on him on the previous lap going into turn 1, and he got on the brakes nice and early to let Everett through. With all the right-hand turns on this track and only one left-hander, the tyres are going to take a beating, and things are certainly going to happen in the last 5 minutes. So even though there's only 12 and a half minutes left, patience is key as Alex Everett taps Max Wright. He has passed him. Max Wright will certainly not be impressed with that little bump and run.
Well, he gave himself a little bit of room, and well, when you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile, and Alex Everett took a mile and a half in that instance there. Makes himself through now. Max Wright's got to be careful. Stephen Hall, the other Cymru team car there, is going to be fighting himself through here in this situation. Team's championship all but over, it seems. 1,000 points is very difficult to claw back in any scenario. And well, for Stephen Hall, he's got to fight. He's got to find a way through on Max Wright. But we are going to focus now further on down your field to your race leaders, because your first bout of lap traffic is going to be coming up. This is Christopher Davies again, who is having a horror time. And we're actually looking at Callum Patry. He's all over the back of that bumper. And for Nathaniel Simpson, there you can see traffic getting out of the way onto the grass. Doesn't make the move into uphill. Very well defended from Nathaniel Simpson, but he might be just a little bit too slow coming out there. A little bit of a dive to the outside, possibly. No, not going to happen through West Bend. Bit of a bump there to know that I am there. And Conrad heading down through this downhill section. Very difficult corner downhill. You've got to tap the brakes. You've got to bring it in right-hander there in order to make sure you get it sorted. But you can see Simpson's run. He's got the run sorted here down this section. A treat, which means he won't be taken into turn number 1.
Yeah, last corner is really difficult to get right. So easy to run wide and lose it on the grass and the gravel on the exit of the corner, and even more doubly so if you're following someone.
Yes, most certainly it is. And well, looking at Roy Vervaker now here in the 30 machine for the Euro Cup. He's got to deal with championship leader Pete Newman. He's got to deal with Ashley Blake, who we haven't seen since the Nürburgring. It's certainly been something that we need to address here, because Pete Newman, he had received a penalty back at Daytona. He took a 5th place, which means that a new rule has been implemented into this BSR MSA Kia World Series, and that rule is the 10-second penalty is being applied to the series. As of now, they could be penalised up to 10 seconds, which means that especially in a race as tight as this, they could drop a handful of positions into the right-hander. There you can see the lap traffic getting out of the way. That's Cesare Rizzo, the teammate. And well, actually, you're going to see Roy Vervaker here. He's left the room here. And well, they're going to go side by side as they head for the left-hander. Advantage for Vervaker, though. Here and round the outside, possibly there as we could M&M. Right-hander coming up, turn number 4. They're going to remain side by side here, Conrad. This is fantastic battling and a bit of bump draft here going on from Ashley Blake Hood as they head for uphill. The right-hander, turn number 5 on circuit. And well, it seems that Roy Vervaker's done a great job, but I don't think he's quite clear yet. West Bend, he is finally clear. And well, what a defense. It's taken him 3/4 of a lap to do it.
Yeah, just watch. Newman is going to come under pressure from Blake Hood as well as they round the last corner.
Yes, most certainly as they round the last corner, Conrad, and well, not really quite happening for the time being. Pete Newman's just going to have to wait in line. Gap across the line for the leaders then was a full 1/10 of a second, but Diogo Mero is coming back. There he has now pulled himself to 1.8 seconds here. We're just over halfway. It's all hotting up, and Callum Patry here, the 77 machine, he's doing the right thing, Conrad. He's waiting. He's playing cat and mouse with Nathaniel Simpson. He's making sure that he has to push himself. He has to go flat out the entirety of the time, waste his tyres, waste his fuel, in order to make sure that he stays ahead.
Yeah, it's worth just having a little show and go into some of the corners. You know, just let the guy in front know that you are there, and he does need to be careful. He doesn't want to fight Simpson too hard at the moment. It's Melrose right there to pounce if they start getting into each other. And if they do that, if they make it a three-way fight, then the likes of Vervaker, Newman and Blakewood will be right there with him, and within a couple of laps as well.
Yes, most certainly. Stephen Hall and I believe Adam Hadman actually are going to go ahead, because Alex Everett there having a lovely scrap then with Max Wright. You can see all the Cymru team all together at the same time. Max Wright has the inside then for the left-hander, and well, can Alex Everett come in and defend? Ask that one's going to be no, but for the time being, there is 2 more additions to that train. One of those additions is Klaus Pettersson there in the Scandinavia car, number 80. And then here is Aldo Massa behind. And interesting to note here, Conrad, he has been dubbed with the nickname Aldonado here for just the instance that he's been in. Of course, he has been given a final warning. He has to be careful about where he places his car, because Aldo Massa could find himself out of a drive in this series if one instant goes away from him once again.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of baptism of fire on Silverstone last week. the 3 races we saw around Daytona was just unreal. We've never seen anything like it with cars taking each other out around the oval section. It might be a bit unlucky in that respect, but nonetheless, like I say, he's going to be careful, and he's got five cars in front of him at the moment. Somebody's leaving the track.
Yeah, that is Adam Hadfield, if I'm correct. Had a massive tap there from the car of Max Wright as there. Klaus Pettersson jumps up ahead of Stephen Hall. Now you can see the brakes forming up. Now you can see people getting impatient at the moment. Gap across the line for the leaders was less than 1/10 of a second right now. And you can see Diogo Maro now under a second. We could have a 3-car train here. You can see just how much they're using their tyres compared to Melro. Melro, he could sneak a race win here if he's not careful. He's doing a fantastic job of clawing in that gap. Nathaniel Simpson just playing the waiting game. It's all he needs to do. He's trying to get other cars involved in order to put himself in the situation. Don't forget this second group. Viveka, Newman, Blake Hood. This is going to be one to watch here, Conrad, especially when the 5-minute warning is coming in about a couple of minutes' time.
Yeah, we've got a nice couple of fights shaping up for the last 5 minutes of the race. This front 3 is one of them, and yeah, we're just going to need Petrie to have a look at Simpson into one of these corners, and that's going to give Melro the gap to pull right up to the back of them.
Yes, most certainly it will as they come down the front straightaway once again in towards Big Ben, turns 1 and 2. No move going on there, running it very deep, nose to tail into that 1 and 2. The ever-tightening right-hander here as they head towards the left-hander. Turn number 3 on circuit there. Little bit of look to the outside, not going to happen. Diogo Maro again closing that gap, 51.6 compared to a 51.9 and a 51.9. Another 3/10 coming off, and well, with a few laps to go, Diogo Maro is going to be a credible threat. You can see Roy Viveka now starting to get away from Pete Newman. You can see Ashley Blake Hood trying to fight himself in. Stephen Baxter running the lonely race, and well, what has to be said is you've got to look, Hadfield, Wright and Pedersen, they are going to be running themselves through the right-hander right now, heading themselves up towards uphill. This is certainly going to be one hell of a battle here for the final positions here inside the top 10.
Yeah, we look as well. Melro has now pulled himself right up to within 0.4 of a second of Petrie in front of him. And he's really got an incentive here as well to really go for the race win. He's only 47 points behind his teammate Pete Newman for the championship, and currently running in front of him as well. So this is a real opportunity to scrape some points back.
Most certainly it will be. Nathaniel Simpson, of course, he's been struggling. He's hardly attended a race all season. And well, same for Caleb Petrie, 2 boys who are showing what they can do. And Simpson without a win, of course, in the untelevised series last season out, he became champion. So technically this is his defence, and well, he's been pretty much alien for his defence. And now Diogo Maro will want an opportunity. He will want to sniff the blood. He will want to try and place his car in the right position. Third is normally key in these trains, and well, you can see the clock. It's running itself down right now. To the outside looks Caleb Petrie. Get the stopwatch out because we have just around about, I believe, 4 minutes to go in session right now. And well, there are certainly going to be battles up and down your motor race, and well, you have to say it's been fantastic to watch this opening race. It's been eventful, certainly. It hasn't been processional just yet, but of course we still have to sort out this battle for your podium. And well, for the time being, Conrad, Nathaniel Simpson's doing everything he needs to.
Yeah, he's driving a really solid race. He hasn't made any mistakes so far. Caleb Petrie hasn't really got a look in at taking the lead, and they've dropped Melro a little bit on this current lap as well. Another thing to note is just to see how much the tyres have dropped off as well.
Maybe.
As well, look, is Petrie's going to have a look around the outside of turn 1.
Yes, he is. He's going to have a look, but he's going to brake earlier, which means no, he's not going to happen. Switch back? No, not going to happen here, but you can see Diogo Maro's closed up. Maybe we were starting to think that effort to pull himself back had used the tyres up. Well, it certainly hasn't. He's going to stay there. He's going to sit on the back and wait and conserve, because this is the battle for your race win at the moment, race 1. And don't forget here on iRacing Live on Apex Racing TV that you can catch races 2 and 3 after this as well. Rounds 23 and 24 here tonight around Lime Rock, and don't forget that this is going to be something to watch indeed as they head themselves now down the downhill corner, final corner on circuit. It's certainly going to be one to watch. Look out for the gaps across the line. You can see Diogo Mero struggling there. Tyres off in the grass there on the left-hand side. And well, you can see here pushing into turn number 1. He's had a few looks here, has Calipatri, but he hasn't quite had the opportunity yet, Conrad.
I don't think he's really been close enough to really make a lunge down the inside. Simpson might be going defensive, just to be on the cautious side of things.
Yeah, that is certainly something that he could do. And well, for Calipatri, he needs to push. He needs to find himself through. He needs to find that chink in the armour. He's had a whole race to try and do it. And well, time is now starting to run out through uphill. They're going to run nose to tail. And well, you're going to have to say the second group's running nose to tail as well. You've got to focus on that one. Ashley Blake Hood, Pete Newman, Roy Vervaeke. They're not going away. There's going to be a battle there for 4th, 5th and 6th, and who knows, if anything ends up in tears, they could be fighting for a podium squabble here. You can see Pete Newman, he cannot get himself onto the back of Vervaeke strong enough, but you're going to see side by side for your race lead here. But no, I don't think it's quite going to happen this time here for Calipatri. 2 laps to go by my calculations. This is one to certainly look out for here, Conrad.
It looks like Melrose really struggling with his tyres. He's really struggling to keep up with Patry and Simpson. The only thing that's keeping him with the front 2 at the moment is every time Simpson goes defensive into a corner, they're slow to round that corner, and that brings him right back into it. So he's gonna hope for something to happen in front of him on this last lap coming up.
Maybe miracles can occur here around Lakeville, Connecticut. It's going to be the final lap, the white flag, as they come around this time by. We're going to focus solely on this one here. It's going to be, at the moment, it's going to be Calipatri and Nathaniel Simpson Melro trying to get in on the act, but I don't think he has quite the opportunity into turn 1 and 2 Big Bend. And no, once again, it seems Nathaniel Simpson has planted his Euro car very, very comfortably into turn 3, the left-hander. Any sort of way through? No, he's going to have to wait. He's going to try and line up the opportunity, though, in towards turn number 5, and that is uphill. And this is the closest he's been. He's going to have to do it the long way round. He's going to have to do it around the outside, round the outside, round the outside. No, not going to happen, but he's going to have one more lunge, one more opportunity down the back straight. Head for West Bend, and no, he's still looking, and here's Diogo Mero now, final corner, and well, for Nathaniel Simpson, he's done everything right, he's not put a foot wrong, and he'll make himself a winner here in the BSR MSA Kia World Series. He wins at Lime Rock, and he wins ahead of Calipatri and Diogo Mero. Wow, Conrad, what a race we have just had, and it's still not over. Alex Everett and Adam Hadfield coming across the line take us through the rest of the field.
Yeah, they just, Hadfield actually getting the run there on Alex Everett, finishing in front of him. Behind them is Max Wright, Klaus Peters and Aldo Massa coming across the line as well in 12th position. Stephen Holders, Bibi and Kip Stevens finishing up the top 15. A man that hasn't had a good race, Peter Van Gool. Just coming across the start-finish line right now is Hugh Dankert in 70th, just behind him, and Jason Greenfield in 18th place, 1 spot up from where he started. Saw him having a few issues in earlier races, and it's not one of the quickest drivers, but he's certainly very much an improved one.
Most certainly is, and with everyone across the line, we are going to run you through now your classified results here from round number 22 of the championship here at Lime Rock Park. And Nathaniel Simpson will hold out by 1/10 of a second over Calipatri in the number 77 machine. Diogo Mero, there for Discovery, will get a well-deserved podium there in 3rd. Roy Vervaeke will finish 4th with Pete Newman 5th. Ashley Blake Hood on his return, he'll finish himself 6th. Stephen Baxter there in 7th. Adam Hadfield 8th. Alex Everett there in 9th. Max Wright rounding out your top 10. Looking further back down, Aldo Massa and Kip Stevens having a poor day. It just shows you how difficult it is to overtake at a circuit so tight as this. Very difficult to dodge the landmines up through the field, and well, you can see there the cars that failed to finish or were a lap down. Julian Janowski, Craig McLeod-Evans, Cesare Rizzo, Christopher Davis and Colin McAllister. But for the time being, we can get for you into your commentary booth right now. We can get for you Nathaniel Simpson. And here, Nathaniel, it's been an absolutely fantastic race. Your first race win here. It's a long-awaited return. It's a long-awaited return to the top of the podium. How are you feeling, mate?
Thoroughly relieved. That's all I can say. it's been way too long getting a win, and fair play, Caleb was pushing me to the end there. I was feeling the pressure.
Most certainly you were feeling the pressure, and I think for the entirety of the race you were having to play a defensive line here, a defensive line there. Were you relying on Diogo Mero getting involved in order to make your life a little bit easier at all, or were you just looking to put in the lap in order to try and push yourself forward?
To be honest, at the start, given the nature of the circuit and the lines you take, you normally just have to defend into turn 1, and I'm quite confident on the brakes there. So as long as I got a good exit of the last corner, I felt fairly confident to hold the lead. But my tyre started to go midway through the race, and then I did see Diego was fairly close. So I didn't push. I was trying to save my tyres, and I was hoping Diego would catch and then obviously pressurise Caleb there. But I'm sweating a bit now.
Yes, most certainly you are. And well, 2 more races tonight. Where do you expect to finish in the next 2 races? Because it is certainly going to be very difficult going from the back of the field to the front, as we saw with Kip Stevens and Aldo Massa. It's a tough place to overtake. Just try and keep it clean, and hopefully people fall off in front of me. Unfortunately I might not be able to do race 3, I'm going to stick around for race 2, that's for certain. A shame indeed for race 3 possibly, but for race 2 we'll hope to see you there. Nathaniel Simpson then, a fantastic race win around Lime Rock, his first of the season, but don't go away from us just yet, because we'll be back with round number 23 of the championship in just a few minutes time. Stay with us, we'll be back after these few messages. Don't go away.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience.
Welcome back to the BSR MSA Kia World Series round 23 of the championship here at Lime Rock. And well, MSA, the British Motorsport Association, because we now have some acceptance with this league. It is now officially recognised by the British Motorsport Association, sponsored by Crest Glazing for all your double glazing needs up in Scottish Highlands. And well, if you're brand new to iRacing watching this, you can get 3 months for the price of one with the promotional code PR-BSRTC. And of course, if you're looking for some sim racing gear, if you're looking for anything that suits your fancy, looking to build that perfect rig, you can get €30 off any JCL sim racing products with the promotional code 5VATA1KA. So, Conrad, second session, it's a little bit warmer. You got to deal with all this added pressure. Times are going to be a little bit slower here. We're not looking at these 51.5, 51.4 second lap times. We're looking at 51.7s, 51.8. And also, what you're looking at here is a lot more emphasis on overtaking. Back to front grid, of course. It's going to be so interesting to watch.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it off air a little bit and looking at how difficult it was to overtake around here in the first race. This particular race, it's going to give somebody who's not normally in with a shot for the win a real opportunity to grab that first race win that they're so looking for week in and week out.
Yes, most certainly. You're going to have to try and grasp those golden rings, those opportunities. They don't come around too often, but for the guys at the back, they're really going to struggle today, because you saw it with Kip Stevens and Aldo Massa. They're at the back of the grid, and normally you'd expect them to get themselves around to the top 10, possibly top 5, but no. Neither of them making the top 10. One driver, Kip Stevens, finishing in 15th, 16th, and Aldo Massa only 12th. So it just shows you just how difficult it is to get everything right. But of course, you're going to see more action, back to front racing and what have you. It's going to be certainly interesting, but for Pete Newman even, now he has the advantage. He has the advantage of placing his car ahead of his teammate Diogo Melro now on circuit. How crucial is it knowing that overtaking is so difficult?
Well, it's a bit of a psychological disadvantage, isn't it? If you know you're chasing somebody in the championship and all of a sudden you have to start behind them because you finished well in the first race, it just puts on that little bit more pressure on you for the upcoming race.
Most certainly it will be a loss of pressure. And well, a lot of pressure on quite a few guys. Of course, the championship coming up, and well, after this race, eyes will turn, Conrad, to Spa-Francorchamps, the full circuit here. It's going to be stunning next time we're going to be out here in 1 week's time. And well, Spa-Francorchamps will certainly be a very difficult circuit, especially with the fact, Conrad, that lap times, you're looking at over 2 minutes a lap. You're looking at possibly seeing 7 or 8 laps decide an entire race.
It's such a long lap though, and you've got, and in contrast to this track that we're at this week, you've got long straights and you've got a big infield section with fast corners where you can still keep close to the guy in front. And like I said, the long straights is there for overtaking. What I'm gonna find interesting about next week is seeing those overtaking maneuvers going around the outside of Blanchimont, aka Max Verstappen.
Yes, most certainly we are going to see that, and it will be something to behold. Of course, long straightaways is going to be an advantage. Really difficult to get that slipstream run sorted around a circuit like Lime Rock. Very tight, very twisted. All the corners are off camera. We saw in a couple of instances, once you get off line here, once you get onto that grass, it is so difficult to get itself sorted. And actually, looking at the car of Adam Hadfield having exactly that problem here, he comes to a stop with a half spin, and well, that's not going to be ideal for him at all. And well, it's certainly going to be interesting here. We're 1 minute away then from the second race of the night here at round 23 of the BSR MSA Kia World Series here on Apex Racing TV. Well, that's who we're bringing it to you from. And well, here on iRacing Live, it will certainly be one to keep a hold of, and well, certainly one to look out for here, as I sound a little bit poorly, is going to be Julian Janowski. Of course, Janowski involved in an incident there where he came together in the uphill section. Conrad, very quickly with half a minute to go, do you think he's got a good chance of winning? At the moment, he seems to be fastest in this practice session.
It's not only fastest, but I believe he should be on pole position for this upcoming race. He's got like a golden ticket with all the championship contenders starting at the back of the grid, and he's right at the front of it. So it's a real opportunity for him to make amends for that first race.
Most certainly, he's a driver with 4 race wins so far to his name. He'll be looking to try and push himself through. Practice session will be over in 3, 2, 1, and 0. We will now be able to give you your very quick qualifying results, technically, as it were, your second grid for this evening here around Lime Rock Park in Lakeville, Connecticut. And with that all being said, the driver on pole is going to not be Julian Janowski, but Craig McLeod-Evans, number 71, Tartan Lassie, with Janowski alongside on the front row. Jason Greenfield on row 2 with Jurg Dankert there. Peter Van Gool and Kip Stevens, they line up row 3. Lewis Bibby and Stephen Hall will line up row 4. Row 5, Aldo Massa 9th there, with Klaus Pedersen in 10th. Max Wright in 11th. Alex Everett there in 12th. There with Adam Hadfield 13th. Stephen Baxter 14th. Ashley Blake Hood in 15th. Pete Newman there, back in 16th position. Row number 8, Roy Viveka. Well, row 8 that was. Row 9, Roy Viveka, Diogo Mero. Row 10, Callum Patry, Nathaniel Simpson, Cesare Rizzo, and Christopher Davies will round out the grid. Just waiting for a couple of cars, waiting for the lights here around this second race of the evening here. Well, certainly people getting a little bit impatient, waiting for that opportunity to run down in towards turn number 1. Will it be opportunity McLeod-Evans? Will it be opportunity to the driver of Julian Janowski here? Waiting for the lights here to come on. A long wait, a long hold here, and it is finally green. We are underway, and it's a good start for Janowski. Slow start there from the middle of the pack. I believe that was Jurg Dankert having a horror show of a start, but McLeod-Evans will lead him into turn number 1. Oh my word, he almost took him out. Greenfield almost getting the slide in on Julian Janowski. Not going to happen, but you can see everyone filing 2 wide, 3 wide behind. At the moment it seems all clean, all fair. A little bit twitchy here on the cold tyres, but you can see already McLeod-Evans and Janowski have broken away at this situation. Actually, looking at Kip Stevens here, Conrad, he's got the nose on the inside of the car of Peter Van Gool as he heads himself now into the right-hander of uphill. Will he get himself sorted? Yes, he does. He makes the move look very, very comfortable.
Yeah, we also have Craig McLeod-Evans having to go defensive against Janowski as they fight for the lead coming into last turn. Oh, McLeod-Evans going really wide and sideways, and that's Janowski through into the lead.
Yes, it is a very, very precise move then from Julian Janowski. Very experienced, a lot of wins to his name, arguably one of the quickest guys in this league. And well, McLeod-Evans, he knows how to fight with the big guys. He knows exactly what he needs to do in situations like this. He's done it before. Janowski, McLeod-Evans, Greenfield there in 4th position now. It's Peter Van Gool, Stevens, Bibby, Massa, Dankert, and Hall. That is how it looks at the time being, but you can see fighting's going to be all the way down the field there. A couple of incidents so far. Roy Viveka off, Alex Everett there, and Ashley Blake Hood involved in an incident. We're going to have to rewind that one for you here for Alex Everett and see exactly what has happened there, because that is a lap 1 incident. Oh no, it's happened at uphill as well. So we're going to look forward here, and we're going to look at Ashley Blake Hood's perspective here. He's heading up through, and oh, there's the contact. It's actually Adam Hadfield and Klaus Pedersen getting involved in a tap there uphill. And of course, it's going to all Constantina up. Everyone's going to get involved. And oh my goodness me. Ashley Blake Hood goes up like a rocket there. And hopefully he's okay. But Pete Newman safe from that one. So we're going to resume live right now here on lap number 3. The gap is 0.6 of a second up at the front. And already we see quite a few things. And actually, as we missed that, Jason Greenfield and Peter Van Gool have been involved in an incident, Conrad.
Yeah, well, we knew it was going to be treacherous with the front runners from race 1 making their way through, and race 2. Just a quick note for Veka, started that race from the pit lane, and yeah, it seems to have been a good call. If he didn't, he would have been caught up with that incident where Alex Everett and Blake Hood was in.
Yes, he would have done, but for the time being, he is safe for the moment. And actually, kudos for Pete Newman. He is flying well, and actually just ahead of him, that is the car of, I believe, Jurg Dankert, running himself very wide, gets his car back online. But for the time being, he is going to be under threat from your championship leader, Pete Newman. Of course, he was very quiet an understatement. He's already up 8 positions so far tonight here in his second race, and he's going to try around the outside of Jörg Dankert there, the German, and I don't think that Pete Newman is going to have it for the time being. He's got to deal with Kalle Petri, and actually a slow run there for Dankert. He's going to be sitting duck down that front straight away, and well, 2 for the price of 1. Thank you very much as they head themselves into uphill, Conrad.
Yeah, and Newman is gonna. I think he's gonna have his handful here with Kalle Petri as they're around the second to last corner on their way to the downhill right hand onto the main straight. We saw from Petri in the first race just how quick he is.
Yes, we did, and we're seeing just right now how quick Kalle Petri can be. He's in that slipstream. He'll move to the inside. Will he make the move sorted? Well, he's got the nose, but he hasn't got the brakes. Last of the late breakers, Jean Alesi-esque from Pete Newman. He will hold on for the time being, but something to look out for right now is this battle in your field. This is for 4th at the moment. Aldo Massa, Lewis Bibby, independence driver, versus another independence driver here, 103 versus 106. This is one to look out for, Conrad, because, well, this is a really true test now of how Aldo Massa is going to approach this car. He's going to approach Lewis Bibby, and let's see what sort of mind frame that he is going to be in.
I think he did really well in race 1. Started all the way from the back and managed to finish 11th, and is already 4 places up from where he started. So, yeah. It's already making some hay in this one. Lewis Bibby seems to be having some technical issues as well, which is not going to improve things for Massa, but he makes stick around the inside of turn 1 and hits through on Bibby. So yeah, really good move there.
Very clean cut from Aldo Massa. He will jump one up into P number 4. Gap at the front now, 1.6 seconds as they cross the line. Janowski has officially broken away. And actually, Kalle Petri has just found himself through on Pete Newman, championship leader. So it says everything you need to know in that respect. And well, just 2 cars behind is Diogo Mero, and he's fighting with Nathaniel Simpson, of course. A replay from race number 1. Klaus Pedersen and Jörg Dankert were there. Well, Klaus Pedersen actually finding himself through. Dankert's been struggling. He started up at the front. He's falling down the field. And actually behind, Christopher Davies, Max Wright and Stephen Baxter. Baxter to the outside here at uphill. Oh, they're going to be side by side. Well, I've got my corners absolutely wrong there. As I say, that's Westfield Bend as they head themselves down to downhill. Well, when you're running from an aerial camera, you don't quite know which corner's which here, Conrad. But of course, Stephen Baxter now under threat. Alex Everett, 1 lap down, looking to try and get some salvation.
Yeah, there's not much Alex Everett can do at this point, apart from just waiting for people to drop out of the race in order to make up places.
Well, as you say that here, Roy Vervaker there behind. He's there back in 17th. Last car on the lead lap for the time being. Cesare Rizzo then is out of your motor race. He is done and dusted right now, and so is Jason Greenfield and Peter Van Gool right now. We're going to go to this battle again. Pete Newman and Kalle Petri. It's all about that run to the final corner. Here, it is so crucial around a circuit like this. It is so crucial to make sure that you get your run. And you can see Kalle Petri, he sets that final corner up perfectly, Conrad. He makes sure that he doesn't get overtaken into turn number 1. And now you can see the gaps might start to be forming right now, but they're even gaps. So that means that it's all going to close up, especially Craig McLeod-Evans, who is now falling into the clutches of Kip the Hairflick Stevens.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity for Kip as well after... not a great result for him in the championship in race 1, and he's running in 3rd, and like I say, he's closing up fast to the back of McLeod-Evans. And once they start battling, Aldo Massa is going to get in there as well.
Yes, certainly. Kip Stevens is a really surprising driver for the fact that he's only missed 1 race this season. He has been a driver who has still yet to pick up a race win so far this series. It is so surprising for a driver of his caliber to do it as he looks at the outside of Craig McLeod-Evans. He knows how to defend. He's a true racer, if ever he was one here. Down into turn 2, second part of Big Ben. Nothing going to happen for the time being, but a little bit wide there. They're going to run nose to tail through the left-hander. And, well, turn number 3, it's all about that run through turn 4. And, well, can Kip Stevens sort that run out? He looks closer than ever he has done before. A lovely block, but he's not blocked it enough, I don't think. Has he? Yes, he has blocked enough there as McLeod-Evans. It's going to be a yield for the time being for Kip Stevens, but he is breathing oh so heavily, Conrad, down the neck of Craig McLeod-Evans.
Yeah, that's right, and just behind them, Stephen Hall is having a look at Lewis Bibby as well, with Kalle Petri closing in very quickly.
Yes, most certainly he is.
And well, like you mentioned, with the gaps narrowing being even and then narrowing, you can see about 7 or 8 cars just on the main straight as they cross the start-finish line.
And well,
we're
actually,
in for
I'm going to interrupt
battle.
you. Yes, we are, because I'm going to interrupt you, and I do apologise for doing so, but Kip Stevens now puts his car P2 on circuit, gap to the leaders now, 4.5 seconds away from Janowski. Janowski is romping away right now, but we have a massive car trade, and this is exactly what we want to see. Patry now onto the back of this group. Pete Newman almost on the back of this group. This is showing everyone what they want to do here. Aldo Massa now will be the car who will be looking to try and make the next move. Stephen Hall always looking there. And actually, Lewis Bibby's going to run that car wide through that corner. He's going to allow the opportunity for Stephen Hall to plonk the car down the inside at the final corner downhill. Just look out, because we could go possibly 3 wide. Patry's looking. Patry is severely looking here, but he's not got the opportunity right now here into turn number 1. They come along, and actually there's contact up ahead. Aldo Massa, he's made contact. Actually, they're going to come back. Hall's been hit, Bibby's been hit, and what you can see, oh no, that's going to be, I believe that's Stephen Hall who's gone round there after contact with Pete Newman. It's all gone on, and that all came about after Aldo Massa had contact with Craig McLeod Evans, and you can see just how much McLeod Evans is backing up Patry here as they head themselves up towards uphill. I'm sorry I haven't been able to get yourself a word in. They go 2 by 2. Oh my word! How has he found his way through? Lewis Bibby through on the championship leader. No room given. He's going to try it again, and he is, Conrad.
Yeah, it is great racing we're seeing right now, despite that. McLeod Evans going sideways through last year, and that is going to give Pete Newman a run on him, and surely he's going to make the pass stick down into turn 1.
Yeah, so they're going to go side by side, and well, it had the opportunity. It has ended up in a few tiers, but you can see even behind there's going to be a lovely bit of battling there. Hatfield, Diogo Melro running wide. He'll lose the position as well to, I believe, Nathaniel Simpson. What a shame in that respect, but it has jostled up your field. So this is how it looks now. Janowski, Stevens, Massa, Patry, Bibby, Newman, McLeod, Evans, Hadfield, Melrose, Simpson. But now this pulls up an interesting point here. Aldo Massa did have that incident there with McLeod Evans. Will that result in a protest? Will that result in his fault? This might be the last races we actually see of him now. But that is the question that they have to go as we look here at Lewis Bibby and Pete Newman. Here into the final corner. You can see Conrad though here as he just ticks over halfway, just how important everything is going to be, and you can see the run already that he's going to have.
Yeah, there might be a few crippled cars out there after that last accident, and I've also got a feeling that Mr. Massa might be a bit of hot water as there's contact between Adam Hatfield and McLeod Evans again. Simpson getting in on the act as well.
Yes, most certainly he is, and well, you can see, Conrad, just how important it is to get that run. Another wide line taken there from Craig McLeod Evans. Hadfield will have the inside for the uphill section. Here he goes to the inside, and well, he's going to keep the nose. Oh, they get so close they almost touch. And through now goes Nathaniel Simpson to the inside into West Bend. And he makes that one look comfortable here as they head towards downhill. We're already on lap number 14 starting here, coming along. And well, you can see just how much it means. The gap's coming up, and actually Caleb Patry and Aldo Massa, they've closed up in a battle for the podium. Here, this is going to be one to look out for. Caleb Patry, 19th to 4th. This is a stellar drive, and it's certainly not over yet. This could be one where severely massive points are going to be won and lost here. Patry looking for the opportunity on Aldo Massa, looking to try and get that cutback, and he does get the cutback. Yeah, and he's forced to go to the grass. He's giving all the room he possibly can, and then some to uphill, down the inside. Makes that one look lovely. Caleb Patry, take your hat off to him, Conrad. He's doing a stellar job.
16 places up on a track that we thought you couldn't overtake on. A fantastic drive.
Certainly is. It proves us wrong here as we're looking here at Adam Hadfield under pressure from McLeod Evans. They're going to go at it. Round 2. Lights out. Ding, ding. Here as he gives himself no room. Diogo Melro now looking for the opportunity. He's down in 10th at the moment and looking to push himself up a little bit more. Only 15 cars find themselves on the lead lap into turn number 1. Defensive lines being taken. No room there. No holds barred. Seems to be the order of race 2 at the moment. But for the time being, there's quite a few battles still going on. Pete Newman and Lewis Bibby, that one's dying out there. Aldo Massa and Caleb Patry, that one's dying out. Kip Stevens, he's maintaining the gap comfortably to Janowski. We haven't really talked about Janowski here because Janoski's out and away and doing everything he needs to here, Conrad. He's just got to drive time trial for the last 6 minutes or what have you. He's doing a stellar job.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have to time trial. He just needs to make sure he hits his apexes, gets clean laps under his belt, and he'll easily win this race. The gap has been static between him and Stevens since Stevens took second place.
Yes, it is. And, well, you're looking here, Diogo Melrose side by side. Then with the car of Craig McLeod-Evans into turn number 1 and 2. Big Ben to the inside. Well, it's going to be difficult to hold that outside line, so no. McLeod-Evans will have to give up that position for the time being on the Portuguese driver at Discovery. Into the left-hander here, turn number 3. No, nothing going to happen right now. The gap's starting to form here. And, well, it's going to be a little bit processional possibly for the second half of your motor race. It's promised so much. The fireworks did come along. They came, they went, and now, calm before the storm. Alex Everett and Stephen Baxter still together on circuit here. Everett, of course, a lap down for the time being. And, well, a few battles going on here. Ashley Blake Hood looking at Christopher Davis here. Last of the cars.
We've got Evans in the wall in the last corner, I'm afraid.
Oh, my word. McLeod-Evans then in the wall at the final corner. Let's get a replay then because we have completely missed it. Waffling here is actually down at West Bend here. He's heading into the left-hander. Does he get the move sorted? No, he just runs a little bit wide, taps the wall, and well, he's going to continue tapping that wall, and then he has to take to the grass. Make sure you avoid that massive hump on the right-hand side. That will send your car a flying butt for McLeod-Evans. What a disaster run for him, and actually just behind him, that is the car of Roy Viveka getting a massive twitch. Car off, though. Jörg Danker, you can see just how much he's struggling. He's 2 laps down.
Like I said, we've got a couple of crippled cars out there. McLeod-Evans going to be one of them as well right now.
Yes, he is. And, well, for McLeod-Evans, it's not been ideal at all. But we're going to focus here on Nathaniel Simpson and Lewis Bibby. These two are together at the moment on circuit. Battle for 6th and 7th for the time being at the moment here. Simpson to the inside. No, too far back for the time being here. The gap at the front, 5.1 seconds. He's increasing that gap, you know. And Nathaniel Simpson, he's doing everything right. Stephen Hall, out of your motor race then. That is a shame for him, but you have to say Nathaniel Simpson here, he's got that fantastic run on Lewis Bibby. He'll go to the inside, and Bibby's going to make sure that he lets him through. No point fighting the inevitable here as Nathaniel Simpson goes +1 here, the Bristolian. He moves up into 6th position right now, and well, that's even good for him there as he goes from 20th to 6th. And well, for the time being here, the gaps are starting to form, and well, Conrad, no one really likes a processional race, but you're seeing here that it's all about tests as McLeod-Evans and Klaus Pedersen go 1-on-1.
Yeah, I think one guy to keep an eye on his last 5 laps that we've got left is Calipatri in 3rd place at the moment. He's just lapped 0.3 of a second quicker than Kip Stevens, and he's 3 seconds behind him. It's going to be a tall order to catch him, but Patri is still putting very quick lap times.
Most certainly he is. Klaus Pedersen then through on McLeod-Evans. McLeod-Evans dropping down the field like the stone. The pole sitter now down to 12th on circuit for the time being. So, for McLeod-Evans, it's not been the race that he's really wanted here. And well, now you can see exactly what there is. And I believe that we are in a situation where the lap times are coming along. Peter Van Gool and Christopher Davies then. These two are not fighting for position, but they are close on track. So we'll give them a little bit of a shout out as well as they head themselves through. Alex Everett and Stephen Baxter again. Those two having a lovely little scrap for the time being. But we're going to focus now, Conrad, here on the driver of, I believe, Nathaniel Simpson here. He's only a second back from the car of Pete Newman even, as I correct myself. So for Pete Newman, he's just got to be careful. He knows that Aldo Massa is up ahead of him. Let's just compare lap times there. 52.7 compares to Massa's 52.5 and a 51.9 from Simpson. So you can see Pete Newman's closing. Pete Newman's got to be a little bit careful, surely.
Yeah, not only is Simpson catching up, but yeah, it's a bit of a sandwich that Newman is finding himself in, and he's going to have to be careful. Massa making that mistake earlier on will really make the cars around him nervous from now on.
Yes, most certainly. You can see just how much this is got importance written all over it here. We got ourselves about 3 laps to go of your motor race. Christopher Davis, even, as I tried to say Christopher Daniels, he runs himself off circuit in order to avoid the traffic there for the time being. But you can see at the moment just how much it means to them, because you can look at Nathaniel Simpson. He is right there now. He is right with an opportunity to close down another 51.9 that time by 52.3 meets 52.9 Aldo Massa. We got a 3-car train in the battle for 4th right now, Conrad. And well, with just a few minutes to go and possibly 2 laps, the fireworks aren't over. We got an encore display.
Yeah, I think Massa is struggling with his car as well. He made a mistake at the start of this lap, running wide in turn 1 and getting 2 wheels on the gravel between turns 1 and 2, and that allowed Newman and Simpson to catch up right up to him.
Yes, it did, and well, you can see into turn number 1, Simpson very late braking, will have to go to the outside. Good avoidance there, but you can see just how important it is to make sure you keep it right. Don't forget Caleb Patry. He's within 1.5 seconds with 2 to go. And well, you can see just how much it means to everyone here in this race. Simpson looking to find a way through on championship leader Pete Newman, number 10. There for Discovery here, as he looks to try and find a way through on Aldo Massa here into the uphill section. Nothing going to happen for the time being. So you can just see how important it is to make sure you get your lap times in. And for Caleb Patry, he's smelling second right now, Conrad.
Oh, he most certainly is, and we did say a couple of laps ago it's unlikely for him to catch Kip Stevens, but there is a chance, and he's giving himself a very good chance at the moment, and the gap is down to under a second now.
Yes, it is, but we're going to focus very quickly then on Nathaniel Simpson. He'll go to the outside through Big Bend, turn 1 and 2. No, it's not going to happen. Aldo Massa keeping his nose clean, keeping himself out of trouble for the time being, but a car we need to focus on now is Stevens and Patry, because Patry is flying. Here, Stevens is struggling on his tyres, and now he's in trouble, but for the time being, the battle for second, it might just end itself up here. But we're going to focus on Janowski, who's going to round the final corner. It's going to be his 5th race win of the season. Julian Janowski will take a fantastic lights to flag here at Lime Rocket. You can see him cruising over the line there. That's a little bit fantastic there for him. Stevens there in second, Patry in third. Well, there you can see, and there's the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th, and Aldo Massa actually could be taken on the line. Drag race, and well, Aldo Massa will just hold on, Conrad.
Yeah, he just held on to that. We've got another one, Hatfield just taking it over one of the Discovery cars, which was Malro as well. Yeah, a couple of close finishes in race 2 here. We've got Craig McLeod-Evans just coming to the end of his lap, with Steven Baxton not too far behind him. Max Wright taking 14th place. And yeah, then the rest of them, Alex Everett, Blake Hood, Dan Kidd, Van Gool, all casualties of incidents earlier in the race.
Yes, certainly, and now with Peter Van Gool, final car then to come across the finish line. We can now run you through your official classified results then for race 2 of the night, round 23 of the BSR MSA Kia World Series here on iRacing Live, brought to you by Apex Racing TV. And well, Julian Janowski, he will hold out by 3 seconds in the end, cruising to the line ahead of Kip Stevens and Caleb Patry with a stunning 19th to 3rd. Aldo Massa will finish 4th, but still with controversy there as I correct myself. Pete Newman, championship leader, finishing off in 5th with Nathaniel Simpson 6th. Adam Hadfield there finishing 7th with Diogo Melro there in 8th. 9th for Lewis Bibby, Roy Viveka rounding out your top 10. Klaus Pedersen, Craig McLeod-Evans, what could have been for him. Baxter, right the last car on the lead lap there, and cars finishing a lap down and not finishing there is Alex Everett, Ashley Blake Hood there in the 102, Joe Dankert, Peter Van Gool, Christopher Davies there, Stephen Hall, Jason Greenfield, and Cesare Rizzo having an abysmal evening. But we can't bring you the race of the winner, but we can bring you the guy who finished off in 2nd position here tonight. We can bring you the man, the myth, and he is certainly a legend in his own right. His name is Kip the Hairflick Stevens, and well, Kip, we're going to bring you in for interview because you have done a fantastic job. 2nd place for you tonight here in this 2nd race. You come up from 6th. It's all about avoiding the landmines here in the opening half of the race here, and well, there were certainly a few incidents there that you had to avoid. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe Kip Stevens here is struggling a little bit to communicate with us, so we'll try and get him later on, but we will be right back here because The final race of the night here tonight, round 24, is coming. It is coming up at the circuit known as Lime Rock Park, Lakeville, here in Connecticut. Don't go away. We'll be back after the final few messages. Don't go away.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Welcome back then for the final time tonight to the BSR MSA Kia World Series round 24 of the championship right now here at a circuit known as Lime Rock Park. And well, first two races have surely been something. We had the technical race, race 1. We had the instant field fireworks in race 2. So Conrad, race 3, what do you think's going to happen there and why?
I think we're going to see something very similar to race 2. We've got another reverse grid. The only difference this time round is we've got the cooler temperatures of the afternoon setting, and you might see a couple of guys struggling just to get the temperatures into their tires and brakes in the first 2 laps. So that in itself will be cause for a few incidents, I think, and a guy to keep an eye on. Again, that's been sort of the star of the night, is Caleb Patry.
Yes, Caleb Patry has been a breath of fresh air. Revolution, you could call him, as this practice session has just under 3 minutes to go right now. And well, for Caleb Patry, he got I believe a second place in the first race, a third in the second race. So maybe he can go all the way. Maybe he can get himself a magical race win from towards the back of the grid here. Just 19 cars are looking to enter this session. Of course, Nathaniel Simpson not going to be racing the final race here tonight due to other commitments, but we're going to see hopefully some fantastic racing. And something to note here is just how tight this circuit is in places. Of course, there's hardly any runoff in some areas here, Conrad. And when you look at uphill, you look at the incident that happened with Adam Hadfield and Klaus Pedersen, it caused an almighty pile-up towards the back of the field. If something like that happens at the front, we're going to be in for some real trouble.
Yeah, especially when you get into the second part of the circuit, around turn 5 with the uphill right-hander. The barriers is right up against the track, and if there's an incident, the cars have got nowhere to go, apart from the back markers, or not the back markers, the people behind them running straight into them. The only real place where there's a runoff area is turns 1 and 2 and 3. And I'm afraid to say, if you leave the track there, then you better have your picnic basket ready, because you're going to go for one in the woods.
Yep, if you go down in the woods today, be sure of a big surprise. And well, the big surprise has been Caleb Patry so far today. We have about a minute here remaining in this session. And well, I stand myself corrected. We do have a full 20 drivers here. Klaus Pedersen joining into the session, but what has to be said is there have been drivers who have disappointed us today, haven't had the best of races. Alex Everett's one of them. He's been mid-pack all day long. He's been struggling so far. Well, when his title challenge ended prematurely, you have to say, down at a circuit known as Daytona, he hasn't really come and bounced back from that, has he, Conrad?
No, I think he admitted himself that he hasn't had a great meeting so far this week, and another guy that hasn't had one is Peter Van Gool. And these are all guys that we know who's got the pace to be right up there at the front. It's just a combination of getting involved in incidents from other people and bad luck has meant that they haven't performed as we expect them to.
Most certainly they have not. And well, we've got 5 more seconds in this session, and then we will start to line up for the final time tonight, round 24. And of course, all eyes will turn to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for what will be the next 3 rounds of this championship. We're heading towards the big grand finale. Of course, the road to Suzuka is hotting up. And well, it's hotting up to such an extent we can now give you the grid for what will be the final race of the night. And well, Ashley Blake Hood will line up his Christmas Island car on pole position with Alex Everett alongside Max Wright and Stephen Baxter lock out row 2. There is Craig McLeod-Evans and Klaus Pedersen on row 3, with Roy Vervaker and Lewis Bibby there in row number 4. Diego Maro and Adam Hadfield lock out row 5. Pete Newman there, he'll start from 11th with Aldo Massa alongside in 12th. Caleb Patry has an easier job now. He's got to do it from 13th with Kip the Hairflick Stevens behind. In 14th, who refused to interview with us. Julian Janowski there in 15th with Jurg Dank at 16th. Peter Van Gool, Christopher Davis, Jason Greenfield and Cesare Rizzo. That is your grid. 20 cars. Engines are revving, and we are going to be underway for the final time tonight. And well, it's a very slow start in the middle for Max Wright. He will be absolutely leapfrogged by everyone. Ashley Blake Hood with a stormer in towards 1 and 2. And you can see just how much the cold tyres are affecting. They're all drifting through turns 1 and 2. Is there an incident behind? Yes, there is. Because you're seeing cars flying. Pedersen, cars round. Here in the middle of the pack, Stevens involved. There, and well, other cars involved is Diogo Mauro. Oh no, Diogo Mauro's involved there, Conrad. He's there fighting for the championship, and now he's in trouble. And well, you can see already just what's happened here, and there's more contact. And I believe that's Cesare Rizzo they're getting involved, and also Caleb Patry as well.
Yeah, turn 2 turned into a proper car park. Big loser there is Diogo Mauro and Adam Hassel, losing 8 and 10 places respectively from the starting positions.
Yes, they are, and well, we're going to focus here on Lewis Bibby here, trying to go through on Klaus Pedersen here, lower down your order. He makes the move look sorted, well, oh no, Cesare Rizzo there, possibly struggling there with a slowdown penalty. He will drop through, but you can see this gaps at the front already starting to develop. Ashley Blake Hood is out and away by half a second at the moment. Alex Everett looking to close in and possibly take a race win, take something to remember here as he heads himself into the left-hand of turn number 3, drifting again. The tyre's not fully up to temperature. Pete Newman, though, up 4 positions already here, Conrad. He's showing why he is world class at the moment, because he is finding the gaps that he needs to in situations like these.
Yeah, something we see from him week in and week out. Might not be scoring the race wins every week, but he finishes well and he finishes consistently.
Yes, he does, and well, you can see exactly what Ashley Blake Hood's doing. He is breaking away from Alex Everett, and Everett doesn't have an answer as he runs very wide. They're out to the final corner there, the downhill. He'll be struggling here. He has Baxter behind, but we're going to focus here. McLeod Evans, Max Wright, battle for 4th then. Highlanders versus Tartan Lassies. There is Cesare Rizzo trying to get out of the way of the traffic. Pit lane, very difficult. It feeds onto the racing line, of course, behind. You have to pay attention because Roy Vervaeke and Pete Newman, what a scrap that promises to be into the left-hander, Conrad. And of course, Roy Vervaeke, he is your dark horse, and well, he's showing a lot better manner here tonight. He's showing himself exactly why he's a good driver, and now here's his opportunity to kind and pull himself through your field.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of him tonight. He's been quiet. He's kept his nose clean, and he's finding himself up in 6th place at the moment.
Yes, he is, and well, you can see just how important this group now starting to form with McLeod Evans at the front of it. And well, for Max Wright, he's got an opportunity now to pull through. You can see there, Roy Vervaeke, he goes to the inside, back to the outside, goes Pete Newman here into turn number 1 and 2, round the outside. Hello, he makes the first guy to make the move stick, and he does it with aplomb. Now, Pete Newman, you're up into 6th position, and now is the big push, because he is now pushing to get past Wright, to get past the hard battling McLeod Evans. And well, we're going to look further down the field. Janowski and Stevens, they're going at it, and well, Julian Janowski looking for an opportunity, but I think he has ran wide through turn number 1 there, Conrad.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic overtaking maneuver by Pete Newman as he's looking to make another move up the inside on Max Wright. Can't quite make this one stick. He might have a better opportunity as they're coming up to the last corner, rounding it down the main straight.
Yes, that might be the opportunity that is needed. You can see cars 4 astern. Max Wright starting to lose contact from Craig McLeod Evans. Will it be a look to the inside? Well, there's a little bit of a wide run. Actually, he's going to run too wide. There, he's going to miss the apex completely. Gets himself back online, but now has to deal with Roy Vervaeke there in the Eurocar behind. Here into the left-hander they come along. Turn number 3 on circuit. Ranny outside. Goes Roy Vervaeke there. He makes that one look very comfortable, 2 for the price of 1. And now Aldo Massa will want a piece of the action, of course. Here, can he make his move sorted here? He's going to look into uphill, is he? No, he's going to think wiser of it. He's going to wait. He's going to make sure that he does it chunks at a time. And something to note for Alex Everett here. He's actually being caught by Stephen Baxter. And McLeod Evans, look at Pete Newman. He is absolutely stormed onto the back of Craig McLeod Evans. I'm going to keep hold of the commentary for the time being because I just want to see the times as they cross the line. Craig McLeod Evans here, and you can see already the move. He does a 52.8, 51.8. Pete Newman, he's a second a lap quicker down the inside. Well, that's very comfortable, Conrad.
Well, he certainly knows where the grip in this car is, and is finding every single bit of it at the moment.
Oh, yes, he is, and well, he's certainly doing everything that he needs to do. There is Vervaeke, right. Patry now jumping onto the back of this group, and that's what nobody wanted, as Aldo Massa there, he has lost a position there as my voice struggles for a little bit, but we've only got 15 minutes to go there to shout our heads off. But for the time being, we're going to look at Caleb Patry right now into the right-hander then of West Ben there as they headed down the back straight. Here we go, final corner coming up then for these guys. It's all about that run, the slipstream train starting to play effect here at the time being. And where you can see Caleb Patry here, he is going to be in a position where he is close. He is teased this move all race long to the inside. No, he thinks better of it, looking to try and make the mistake there. He has ran wide though, as Max Wright. So Caleb Patry will say thank you very much. I'll take that one, heading towards the left-hander of turn number 3. Makes someone look very good, but Conrad, Stephen Baxter, he stayed incredibly quiet. So has Alex Everett so far today. Battle for second for the time being. Is this going to be the one that we need to see later on in the race?
Well, I think it might be. They might get engaged sooner than we think. Stephen Baxter, though, is a guy that's been itching to give us a good result. He's had terrible luck around Daytona as well last week, and he's been in there with a shot for a good result. And just incident meant that he hasn't gotten it.
Well, I'm going to look you now to Roy Vervaeke here in the number 30. They're going to be side by side. They're going to be 3 wide. Down your front straight away. Oh, yes, please. But Caleb Patry given no room to dive in. And Aldo Massa runs it too deep. And where you can see just how careful everyone's going to be. Roy Vervaeke will hold position right now. McLeod Evans there going side by side. Aldo Massa gets through on Max Wright. He holds that position, but round the outside, surely not. He's going to hold it for the right-hander at turn number 4. Oh, there's contact. There's a huge slide from McLeod Evans. He holds it on the circuit, but he drops a multitude of positions. Precisely 3 as he drops down to the back of the pack here in this one. What a shape for that one. But you have to say, what a fantastic battle we've just seen as we look at Baxter and Everett once again.
Yeah, Caleb Patry was well up the inside there, and I think McLeod could have just left him a little bit more space. That would have seen them both around the corner safely.
It could have seen them around the corner safely, but we're going to look back here at Adam Hadfield and Lewis Bibby here having a little bit of a scrap here going on down in your lower half of the field. Well, Jason Greenfield, well, he has struggled already. He is seemingly 7 laps down at the moment. Cesare Rizzo 2 laps down. So these guys have had the nightmare races, the races from hell, but you can see just how much that group wants to try and kick off there. Janoski at the front of the train, of course, last time's winner. And, well, you've got to look at Hadfield, you've got to look at Bibby, and you actually got to look at Kip the Hairflick Stevens as well. He's going to be in the prime position here. No, he's going to wait. He's going to look for that opportunity later on. But we're going to go back up through your field here, Conrad, because we do have to focus here on Stephen Baxter. Baxter's waiting his time at the moment. It's all right for the time being. There is a gap to Pete Newman, but how long will it be before Pete Newman starts to close that gap even more?
Yeah, it just all depends on how quickly Baxter and Everett gets into a real fight with each other. Newman certainly has the pace to close up to them by the end of the race.
Yes, he
But
does. And
Baxter
well,
just looks like coming out of the last corner. He can't get close enough to make a real move on Everett into turn 1.
well, that is a situation which is starting to crop up more and more, Conrad. And, well, Stephen Baxter, we're going to focus on him for the time being into this right-hander here. One of 6 right-handers along here, and that is West Ben. The downhill coming along, down into the depression. Can he get a good run this time by? It looks like that is as close as he has been for a long time. And, well, if he can run that slipstream, you can see hard to the inside goes Alex Everett here. Baxter's given no choice there. He comes back. He's done his one action and movement. And, well, for Stephen Baxter, it's not going to happen for the time being. But for Vervaeke and Caleb Patry, this is going to be great. It's turn number 1. Vervaeke outbreaks himself, and through goes Caleb Patry up into P number 5. Hello, he's on a charge once again, and he's showing his class, his multitude of wealth. He's doing everything he needs to, but Vervaeke now, he's got to worry. Aldo Massa's there, Max Wright is there as well. And actually, you have to say, where on earth has Craig McLeod Evans gone? Answer is, Craig McLeod Evans has gone on to pit road. He is out of this motor race.
Yeah, just gone from bad to worse for him tonight. But I tell you what, Caleb Patry, after tonight's meeting, his inbox is going to be filled with offers for season 2.
Yes, he is. He's going to get offers for teams left and right, and so is Stephen Baxter, team captain of England, into turn number 1. Nothing going to happen yet, and, well, it's a waiting game here, and, well, for Alex Everett, he's just got to play the defensive line, the defensive strategy. He knows the wind's too far away now. Blake Hood, 4 seconds down the road. Pete Newman trying to close in on that one as well. And, well, just behind there, you can see Vervaeke and Massa that is going to be the one where everyone is going to have a little bit of looking here going on. And actually, there's McLeod Evans back on circuit. He's going to have to let Janowski through as well. And that's going to allow Hadfield and Bibby here, Conrad, to close up on that gap. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Baxter, having another look. They're coming up to Rizzo on the main straight. Rizzo's trying to get it off it, just leaving it a little bit late.
Yep, he is leaving it a little bit late, but they are through, negotiated without too many issues here for the time being. And well, we are heading past halfway very, very quickly. The end of this race is in sight, the end of this race meeting in sight. And well, a lot can be taken from it. And well, this is where the fireworks are starting to be set. This is where you are looking at the seeds of doubt, the chinks in the armour, the looks of uncertainty across the faces of many drivers behind those helmets there as they look to head themselves here. Looking now back at Aldo Massa here in that 106 machine, heading himself now through West Bend here as they head towards downhill once again. Lap 14 is coming up very, very shortly for these guys. And well, he's not gaining, but he's not losing. 51.8 meets 51.9 last time by. This time by, it's going to be 51.6 meets a certain lap time known as a 51.9. So Massa actually loses 0.3 that time by. He's trying. Give him credit, he's trying, but actually something to note here is Pete Newman is closing that gap here. He's pulled it back to 2 seconds. It's plausible if he pulls it back to 1 here, Conrad, that we have a motor race for 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
I think that that traffic on the previous lap just tripped up Everett and Baxter a little bit. They've been lapping in the low 52s with Newman as making up 0.7 of a second just in the last 3 laps. So yeah, he's can't say the motivation is going to be lacking in order for him to catch up to them as he runs wide out of the last corner.
Yes, he does run wide out of the last corner. Has it affected his lap time? Answer is no. He gains another 10. 52 flat meets 52.1 meets 52 flat. So they abstain on their lap times for the time being. And well, for Alex Everett, he's going to have to wait there, taking a little bit of a wider line then through the left-hander, trying to maximise the run through the right-hander as heading up to uphill. They will come along. Baxter, very experienced, looking for his opportunity. But driver we haven't talked about too much is your race leader, Christmas Island 102. Ashley Blake Hood is flying, Conrad. He has about 5 seconds to say, I am the better driver. And well, he's proving it. Remember, the last time he raced here before Lime Rock was Nürburgring. And what did he do race 3? He took the checkered flag.
Oh, you can't say he doesn't deserve a race win here tonight. He certainly had the pace and he suffered a bit of bad luck in race 1 and 2. So, I mean, starting from the front and leading all the way so far. Certainly deserved.
Certainly does deserve it here. We're going to look then at Massa Viveka. It's been threatening to make a move further on, and actually we do have ourselves a bit of an incident here because Hadfield and Stevens are going to go side by side then through this corner known as Big Ben. They're going to remain side by side for the left-hander here, turn number 3. Hadfield's going to point his car in front, and Kip Stevens is going to have to wait for the time being, but he gets a fantastic run out of that corner, defensive there. He's not going to get the opportunity, is he? No, not an opportunity at all. Hadfield stunning defending there, down into uphill there, down into uphill, up into uphill, surely. Aldo Massa of Viveka, it's still going to threaten here as Aldo Massa runs incredibly wide to the final corner here, Conrad. He drops the back, he possibly drops the opportunity, and that is not ideal, and he wanted a little bit more.
So I've got some side-by-side between Kip Stevens and Adam Hatfield as well through the last 3 corners. Stevens just falling behind on the main straight, but he's surely going to have another look down the... No, he thinks better of having another look down the inside and then turn 1.
Yes, he does, and he doesn't get the opportunity to go through at turn 2. Hadfield running a little bit dangerously now. He's got to be careful here about what goes on. And actually further back, even further back down your field, you got Diogo Mero there down at the very back, and Joe Dankert and Klaus Pedersen having a battle. They're down in the really final positions there. But we are going to focus on Alex Everett, Stephen Baxter, and now Pete Newman as well, championship leader. He is firmly on the back. 51.6 meets a certain time of, well, a 52.3 this time by, meets 51.9. 4 tenths more come off of it. He's within a second, and now the pressure shows Alex Everett needs Pete Newman for help here. Baxter in a sandwich, and he's played defensive for the time being, but now Pete Newman has an opportunity for a podium. And now, Conrad, you have to say, Pete Newman, surely a firm favourite to take some gold and some champagne.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting with Alex Everett. He'll really need to keep it neat and tidy in order for Newman to catch up and put Baxter under some pressure. Any mistake from him, and it's going to become an immediate three-way battle.
Kip Stevens then has found his way through on Adam Hadfield on circuit, and that gap is definite, but we're going to stay with this battle for second right now. Here, the battle for your podium is what is hotting up here as we look at the car of Stephen Baxter. Let's go on board through turn 1 and 2, and well, you can see just how close he gets to the back of the car of Alex Everett then as he heads to the left-hander. Turn number 3 there, off camber all the way. Here as you can see he gets closer and closer with every passing turn, looking to try and find the way through. Has he got the opportunity? Well, as I try and catch my breath, I think he does, and well, no, he's not going to materialise here into the right-hander known as uphill. Up the hill they come along, and well, he's just going to have to wait time longer. He's looking to set up and set up and set up, but the setup isn't coming along, and well, he's going to have to worry about the sandwich behind him here, Conrad, because Pete Newman is charging, and well, you never want to be in the middle when it comes to battling, and actually, Alex Everett's going to lose it here. He's going to possibly drop a position into turn number 1 as I cruelly cut it away from you. Into turn number 1 they come along, and well, Ashley Blake Hood, there's contact there. Yeah, definitely contact, and this is going to allow Alex Everett to flow back down through the field. Pete Newman looking for an opportunity. Is it going to happen? No, not into turn number 3.
I was very lucky to get away there, and all cars still intact and running, and this is Stephen Baxter's chance. He's looked quick this whole race, and he's now got that buffer of Alex Everett between him and Pete Newman, who's been flying all race as well.
Yeah, most certainly, and well, actually, something we do need to point out is Caleb Patry. The man could be on for 3 podiums if he continues the run of form that he's doing. He is closing this group. He did a 51.7 last time by. Compare that to Alex Everett, did a 52.1. He is really closing in on this group, and you can see the tyres are starting to go. And well, we got ourselves about 3 more laps of your motor race. Into turn number 1 they come along. Here they're line astern. And well, nothing really going to happen for the time being here as well. Well, Kip New, you can see just how close there that Alex Everett goes there as Pete Newman does a very good job. I was going to say Kip Stevens found his way through on Lewis Bibby, and well, so has Adam Hadfield for the time being, but we're going to remain with this battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and potentially 5th as well through uphill. Conrad, 3 laps to go. Where do you want to be in all this pack?
At the front. Most certainly at the front. I certainly don't want to be one of the people who's got somebody closing in and being a sandwich. It's easier just to defend instead of trying to decide whether you should defend or attack.
Most certainly so. Well, I'd argue against you. I'd say be at the back and hope that there will be incidents up ahead, and where you can see just how much it means to all of these drivers here. With just 2 to go around this circuit, it's been a fantastic motor race here as they head themselves through what is the left-hander, now into the right-hander, and now down the no-name straight, which is not very straight at all. Pete Newman's closer than he's been. He might have an opportunity here. Will it be a look? Oh, they get close. I think there's a bit of contact there between the two. A very unfriendly rub, but for the time being, no, Pete Newman's not going to get it. Patry has a look, but no, it's not going to happen yet. And well, there's still 1 more lap of your motor race. I think Baxter's just got away. He'll take away 2nd from this one. The gap at the front, though, has been 6 seconds. Look out for it into turn number 1. Everett, Newman, Patry. This is the one you need to look out for. Into turn number 1. They're going to come along. Newman to the inside for the final spot on the podium. No! The door is chopped, but he gets a huge slide. It's not going to happen just yet. And well, we are going to have to cut away from this at some stage to Ashley Blake Hood. Well, you can't argue against him. He's done everything he's needed to do, but this battle is so intense. We're going to look at it till uphill, because that is the opportunity we're going to see. Is there going to be a move? I don't think there will be. Patry's going to have a little bit of a look. Is he? No, it's not going to happen. Let's cut away then to Ashley Blake Hood. 1 more corner to go. Christmas Island Oh, it will be Christmas every day. We were wishing, and like Wizard, we get it. Ashley Blake Hood wins round 24 here at the race known as Lime Rock. And well, the battle is certainly going to be a drag race to the line. Look out for this one. Patry is going to have a little bit of a look, but he's not going to get the podium. Everett holds on for a podium here with Pete Newman 4th and Caleb Patry 5th, Conrad.
Patry being a very patient man on that final lap, avoiding multiple contacts that could have happened. And just as they crossed the line as well, Alex Everett's internet decides to give up on him finally, which is very nice of it to wait until he does so. Well, until he finishes the race at least.
Yeah, certainly there. Diogo Mauro, what could have been for him? He's down in 14th position. Started 9th and, well, involved in a lap 1 incident which turned everyone around, and, well, it hasn't worked for him, and he loses even more valuable points on his teammate and championship leader Pete Newman. All the cars have found themselves around, so let's get you through then your classified results from the final race tonight, round 24, here from Lime Rock Park. And, well, in the end, Ashley Blake Hood took a win by 5.2 seconds over the outstretched Stephen Baxter there for the England team. Alex Everett holding on to 3rd ahead of Pete Newman and Caleb Patry. There's Roy Vervaker in 6th, who outmuscles Aldo Massa there into 7th. There with Max Wright 8th with Julian Janowski 9th. Adam Hadfield will round out your top 10. Kip Stevens there finishing 11th. Lewis Bibby 12th. Peter Van Gool, he will finish off in 13th. Diogo Mauro, a disappointing result in 14th. Klaus Pedersen 15th. Jörg Danker, last of the cars on the lead lap. He'll finish off in 16th position, but cars there. Craig McLeod-Evans 1 lap down again. Cesare Rizzo having a nightmare. Same for Christopher Davis. Same for Jason Greenfield. But we can, yes we can, bring you an interview. Finally, we can bring you an interview. We are going to hopefully bring in for you a driver here. First of all, though, we are going to bring in for you Alex Everett for you, hopefully. And, well, it's certainly been a fantastic race, Conrad, but we are going to bring for you Alex Everett into your commentary box. And, well, Alex, a 3rd place finish for you. You've done exactly what you needed to do. You pulled yourself in. It hasn't been the best opening 2 races for you. But you surely made the final race one count, surely.
Yeah, still really disappointed. I let Baxter pass a bit too easy. And Newman hit me at the end there, which meant I lost momentum from Baxter. But, you know, I'm just glad I got one half decent result out of this race.
One half decent result indeed, and well for you. You've put yourself in a position where you've been fighting hard. You did let that position through, as you said, but you can't snub away a podium. A podium's always a fantastic result. Is that what you're going to take to Spa with you? Is that going to be the momentum changer for you for the final few races of the season?
Yeah, well, Lime Rock, as you probably noticed, isn't my track. I am glad I got a podium out of this. I was hoping I'd get 1 podium today. But Spa, I really like that track. It suits my driving style, whereas Lime Rock doesn't, so I'm a bit more confident now we're out of this race.
Most certainly, and well, Alex Everett there, a podium finish. But we're going to go to your race winner now, Ashley Blake Hood. Ashley, it seems every 3rd race you enter with us, you seem to go and win. How are you feeling?
I feel good. It's nice. They're only entering 2 rounds and having a win in both, so can't sniff at that, can I?
No, you can't. Of course, you were talking to me earlier. You were saying that Lime Rock's one of your favourite tracks. Of course, this is a track where quite a few drivers seemingly don't quite like this. They're finding themselves in a position where they need to push themselves to the limit all the time. Of course, the track's tight. It's almost like a street circuit in places. You seemingly walked away with this one. You were on the front row and you just walked away. No one really could catch you in the end.
No, I think this is probably the track I've done the most laps around ever in iRacing, because I was a rookie for 3 years because I just didn't have the money to buy the content. So Mazdas around Lime Rock was my bread and butter, and I got my first ever race win on iRacing here. I think my best results came in the Pro Series here, so it is one of my favourite tracks.
And of course, Spa-Francorchamps coming up for you next. Is that going to be one where you're looking to try and participate? Is that going to be a track which is going to suit you in this car? Of course, there's a very long lap there, and there's quite a few areas where quite a few mistakes and great overtakes can happen.
I bloody hate Spa in this car. It's gone from one extreme to the other with me. Everyone else seems to love it. I hate it in the Kia. I absolutely despise it. So I'll enter. How good I'll be is another matter altogether.
Yeah, we do apologise for the language there, but Ashley Blake Hood there, a well-deserved winner. But we're going to talk then finally to your championship leader, and that is Pete Newman. Pete, 4th place today, a very, very good result there, fighting back from 11th. But you have to remember Caleb Patry. He's done a fantastic job, and he kept you honest throughout the entirety of that race.
Yeah, Caleb's done a great job tonight. Obviously just come in. He's not new to the series as such, but obviously hasn't driven in a while, and he's just come in and smashed it tonight. So hopefully he'll be in for the remainder of the championship and next season.
Yes, most certainly, and well for you. It's quite reassuring for you in the Drivers' Championship sort of perspective, because Diogo got a very poor finish in the end. He finished 13th today. Are you looking at that as a victory for you today here around Lime Rock overall, or are you looking at as maybe the team's championship, you didn't get the results that everyone would have wanted?
Yeah, Ches hasn't had the best of luck tonight, and I've just watched Diogo's incident back, and I do feel a little bit responsible for it, because I had a great start and went up the inside of him, went 3 wide into the corner, and he's kind of gone a little bit wide, and like, I don't know, I think obviously me making it 3 wide hasn't helped him, and so yeah, I'm a bit gutted about that, because I don't want to wreck my teammate. I want to have a good battle, and yeah, just pretty disappointed for the team.
Very disappointed indeed, and well, for you, it's always looking up. Spa-Francorchamps next, a fantastic circuit full of fantastic elevation changes. Of course, the Kemmel Straight will be a prime overtaking place for all 7 or 8 laps that we do. Are you happy looking in on the run down in? You've been championship leader for a very long time, and you're certainly not looking like you're going to be walking away 2nd or 3rd for a very long time.
Well, I just want... I would have preferred Diogo to have had a good finish, and we continue being really close. I'm sure we still are, because it was only 13th, so we'll still get reasonably good points for that. It wasn't like he got a DNF tonight, so it wasn't overly bad. I'm all right around Spa, I guess, but everybody in this championship's just getting faster and faster, and leaving me for dead. I need to look myself in the mirror and try and get some decent results, because I don't think I got better than 4th tonight, which it would have been nice to have at least got on the podium.
Need some better results, but for you, you maintain your championship lead. Pete Newman there, and Conrad, final word from you. This has been a fantastic race weekend, and well, Spa is certainly going to deliver, surely.
Yeah, it's been a very entertaining 3 races, and I mean, again, we just, like I mentioned, I think they're in race 3 with Kip, not necessarily winning all that often, but certainly finishes well enough to keep him at the top of the standings, and then Spa. Who doesn't like Spa? Spa's a great track, and yeah, looking very much forward to it. It's going to be great.
Looking very much forward indeed. But for the time being, that's been Conrad Venter. They have been the drivers. That has been Lime Rock Park. That has been rounds 22 to 24 of the BSR Kia World Series. Join us in exactly 1 week's time, where we will have rounds 25 to 27 for you, because we will be heading to Spa-Francorchamps for what will be a sensational race. I've been Jake Sparey, and well, but despite all the fantastic racing we've got, Pete Newman will retain. But how will Diogo Mero react around Spa-Francorchamps? Good night.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group. to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 20